earlier we have seen how to handle exception in Java. All right, let me revise that one again. Where is Eclipse? Yeah, see, we have used this try catch block here to handle null pointer exception. Okay, so if we are getting null pointer exception, so with the help of try catch block. So what is this try and catch block? So in try block, so earlier whatever logic we are writing in our program, all logic came under our try block, and in catch we have to catch that exception. So if our code is throwing some exception like null pointer exception or array index out of bound exception or any exception, so if we have used this try and catch block, if exception appears in our try block, catch block will catch those exception, right? So in like in this parenthesis, we have to provide one class name. Which class? Any exception class, not any exception class. So if in our code we are getting null pointer exception, so we have to write here null pointer exception, right? Like this. Sorry. Null pointer exception, this one. So if this program will uh, will throw this null pointer, so this null pointer came to this line and they will print this error message. Instead of that 3-4 lines of error, they will print only this error message, right? So this is the benefit of this try catch block. With the help of try catch block, we can handle any exception in Java. All right, so we have discussed null pointer exception. We have discussed we have seen example of null pointer exception and array index out of bound exception, right? So instead of writing particular exception class name, so this null pointer exception is what? This is one class. So if our Java code is throwing this error, it means they will call to this class. So we have one parent class. For all exception class, we have their parent. Okay, where is that? Yeah, so if you have seen here, this is the exception class. Runtime exception, IO exception is the child of that exception class. Inside runtime, we have in legal argument null pointer, array index out of bound, and arithmetic exception. So our exception class is parent of runtime and IO exception, right? So instead of writing particular exception class name, you can write your parent exception class as well. All right, so if you write here parent exception name, parent exception class in catch block, they will catch those exception as well, because this is the parent of all the exception class, right? So you can write this exception class name in your catch block. So this way you can handle any exception in Java with the help of try and catch block. Okay, try is one keyword. When you write try keyword, after that you have to start their scope. So this try block scope starts at line number 19 at install line number 23. Then we have started catch. So it is the same like if and else. So if in try block you got any error, it will go to catch. If in try block you didn't get any error, it will not go to catch. Got it? So let me add some value, list dot add 10 and list dot add 20. So earlier we got, wait, let me comment and let me run this program. If you see, list is empty right now, that's why we got this a message array list is empty, because in catch block we have written this statement, right? Let me uncomment these two lines. Okay, and let me rerun this program. Again we got list is empty. Why? List we have added some value. Wait. Let me run in debug mode. Wait, let me add someone. Wait, let me create one more class here. A new class will see that example. Exception example 3. So try and catch. Sorry, z try, and then here catch, here exception, then any name, and then sys out something went wrong. Simple. Okay, now we'll create one array list here. List integer list equal to new array list. Okay, now we'll add some value 10 list dot add 20. Sys out will print that first value list dot get 0. Or will print list as well. Alright. So see, if this program didn't throw any exception, like there is no error in our program, there is no exception in our program, it means they will not go to this catch block. Alright, in previous example we have seen, if our program, whatever logic we have added in our try block, if it is throwing any exception, then it will go to this catch block. But if there is no any error, it will execute our try block statement, right? So it is same like if and else statement. So if our if condition is true, it will not go to else part. Same, if there is no error in try, it will not go to catch. If any error in try block, then it will go to catch block. That is the difference. So it is same like if and else. If else, try catch. Got it? So this is the example of try and catch block. So with the help of try and catch, you can handle any exception in Java. Okay. So let me add some point for try and catch. So when an exception occurs, it is caught by the catch block. All right. So catch block will caught that exception. Okay. The catch block cannot be used without the try block. All right, if you are writing only catch block, not the try block, you won't be able to handle that exception. So it is mandatory. If you are using catch, the try block is mandatory. So with the help of try, you have to use catch block. Okay, when an exception occurs, it is caught by the catch will that catch block will caught that exception, and with the help like if we will not use try, we won't be able to execute that catch one. All right, and let me add one more point for this one. If none of the statement in the try block generates an exception, the catch block is skipped. So if there is no exception in our try block, catch block is skipped. So they will not execute that catch block program. Alright, so this is for try and catch. Now we'll see. I will go for finally block. What is this finally block? Okay, where is this is try catch. Now we'll go for finally. Alright, what is this finally block? So finally block means if we have added any finally block in our code, they will execute that finally block every time, right? So earlier you have seen no, earlier you haven't seen, right? So finally is one keyword in Java like this. So in try catch we can use this finally as well. So this finally will execute every time if we have written any finally block in our code. It means that block is always executed no matter whatever there is an exception or not. Alright, so inside finally let me add some lines. So this is finally block. Alright, let me run this program. If you see, they have printed this statement in try block. After that they have executed this finally block as well, right? Now why we'll go for finally block? So you can handle you can handle with the help of finally block, you can handle any exception as well. All right, so how can we use it? So simple, as we are using this for to handle any exception, we are using this try and catch. So if uh, we will just simply write some message into our finally block, and just they will do that, they will print that statement. Simple. After catch, so always remember we will add this finally block after try and catch. If we have try and catch in our program, then we will add that finally block after catch. Got it? So this finally block will execute always. So let me add some point for this. The finally block is always executed, no matter whether there is an exception or not. So if any exception occurred in your program, they will execute that finally one. If there is no exception, still they will execute that finally block as well, right? Okay. Now we'll go for third one, throw and throws keyword. Okay. Throw and throws. So with the help of throw and throws keyword, we can handle exception in Java as well. So first we'll see this throw one. Let me change their color. Yeah. So this throw keyword, why will use this throw keyword? So the throw keyword is used to explicitly throw a single exception, right? If your program caught any exception, like they have any exception, so if you want to handle any single exception, you can use this throw keyword to handle those exceptions. Okay, so when we throw an exception, the flow of the program moves from try block to the catch block, right? In that catch block, so like this. So see, if we got any exception in try, what happened? That whole state, like whole program execution will come to this catch block, right? And they will come to this line number 16 and they will print this message, something went wrong, or whatever code we have added for this, right? So this way they will execute. So if we got any error in try, they will come to catch and they will throw that exception. Got it? The same way, when will come for this throw, the throw code used to explicitly throw a single exception. So when we throw an exception, what will happen here? The flow of the program moves from try block to catch block. All right, now how to use this throw? So in your catch block, you can use this throw keyword, throw and new and your class name. So if it is returning null pointer exception, right, we can add some message over there. What type of message? List is empty or list is null, right? Let me add null over there because we want to test this throw error handling, right? Let me run this program. If you see here, Wait, let me uncomment this. Or we can directly, wait, let me remove all this program and we'll simply write this. Yeah, so for example, if we have some number int num equal to 10, all right, here we have applied some condition. If number is greater than 20, then it will come to this line and they will print this statement num, right? And if it is not greater than 20, it will come to else part and it will throw this exception. Okay, so if this condition satisfy, they will come to this line, they will print your if statement. But if this condition returns false, what in that case it will come to your else part, and else we have added this throw keyword, right? Throw will do what? Throw, and then we have used this new. It means we are creating constructor for this null pointer exception, right? So we are creating constructor of this null pointer exception. So whatever message we have added, they will throw that error message in Java. So we have added this list is null error message in null pointer exception constructor. So this is null pointer exception parameterized constructor, because in this parenthesis we are passing this single value. Okay, so this one is so this way we can with the help of this throw keyword we can handle exception as well. Wait, I have one call. Okay, yeah, so with the help of this throw keyword we can throw any exception as well. Without try and catch, you can use this throw keyword. If your program returning any exception, right, it will come to this and they will throw that error. All right, so this is the use of throw keyword. Now we'll go for throws, throws. So the throws keyword is used to declare the type of exceptions that might occur in any method. So just remember what is the difference between throw and throws. So when we have to use this throws one and when we have to use this throw, so the difference is, so when we are creating any method, right, so at the time of creation if any exception came in that method, So if we want to apply some particular exception in that method, so in that place we will use this throws keyword, right? So that method will throws that exception. Let me show you. So this is the example of throws one, throw one. Right now we'll see for throws. So I have created one method. So public, it will return some value. So int and divide by 0. Okay. So in this method we are doing what? We are return with, we'll pass some argument. So int num and int val equal to num by 0. All right, and now we are returning val. So in this divide by 0 method we are passing some value and we are dividing it with 0 and we are returning that value after dividing that number. Okay, now our method name is divide by 0 and this parenthesis. So after our parenthesis method parenthesis before this block, right, we will write this throws keyword and exception class name. So this number by 0 will throw which exception? It will throw which exception? Arithmetic exception. We have discussed this one, right? So if we'll run this, so if we'll call this divide by 0 method, this one, they will throw this arithmetic exception. So if we want to apply any particular exception class to any method, we'll have to use this throws keyword to handle those exceptions. If you want to handle any exception in any method, so how to apply that exception handling in any method? With the help of this throws keyword. And if you want to apply directly exception handling at any place, you will have to use this throw keyword. So that is the difference for throw and throws. This place you'll use this throw, and in any method if you want to handle that exception you have to use this throws one, right? So when we'll call this divide by 0, let me comment this. This is out, and here we'll call this divide by 0. So let me make this method as a static method. All right, now we'll pass some value 5. If we'll run this program, they will throw this exception. Okay, what? By 0, because we are dividing this number with 0, so they have throws that exception. So this is the difference between throw and throws. If you want to apply exception handling for any particular method, we'll use this throw keyword. Like after method name, if we have any parameter, we'll pass that parameter, and after that we'll add this throws keyword and our exception class name. So here we can use this parent class exception as well, this exception. Then we have to apply throws declaration in our method, in our main class as well, because this exception class is the parent of that arithmetic exception, and this particular divide by 0 method is throwing arithmetic exception, right? So if we'll use this parent one, at that time we have to let this method know, like this divide by 0 method is throwing which error, which exception? This exception. So if our method is throwing this type of exception, so where we are using it, in that place we have to apply that throws keyword as well. So in both the places, in our method and wherever we are using that method. So divide by zero way method we have created this place. So to place you have to add this throws keyword where you have created your method and where you are using that method, right? So let me add some note for this. Where will you will add that throws keyword? So where you have created your method and wherever you are using it, both the places you will have to apply throws keyword. Okay, let me change the color. So this is all about exception handling in Java. With the help of try and catch, we can handle exception. We have finally block as well. We have throw, and with this throws keyword. All right. So any doubt in this? Okay. Let me save this program. Sorry, save this file. That is already saved. 36. Okay, so we have discussed exception handling in Java as well. We have finished our collections part as well, right? Now what is left? Okay, we have noted down somewhere, right? Stack queue and exception handling. Okay, if you have any doubt in exception, you can ask. If you not, then we'll go for the next topic. Let me show you one more example for try catch. Someone is saying something. Okay. So you can use multiple catch block with try block. As you have seen this if else example, right? And then we have what? Then we have nested if else. Nested if else. So we have in exception in try catch we have nested try catch as well. So in single try block you can use multiple catch block. So this is same as if else. Nested if else, what is there? If else, again if else, if else, if else. So we can add multiple statement at single condition. So for example, this is our try block. We can use multiple catch. We can use multiple catch. Why will use multiple catch? Sometime it will throw arithmetic exception. Sometime it will throw null pointer exception. And sometime maybe it will throw array index out of bound exception. right? So they can throw multiple exception in any single program, right? So we can add multiple catch block in our try. So we have some statement, we have some program in our try block, right? At single time they will throw arithmetic exception as well, null pointer as well, and index auto as well. So they will throw multiple exception at a time, right? So we can add multiple catch block as well. Got it? Or we have one more option. Instead of writing these three catch, you can apply these exceptions, null pointer, arithmetic, and array index out of bound in single line as well. Just you have to write like this. Yeah, and this one as well. So yeah, let me show you. So let me remove this other catch. If you see here, in single catch block, I have added all the exceptions: arithmetic, null pointer, and index out of bound. So it is like OR operator. We have discussed OR operator, right, earlier. So if we have arithmetic exception, they will come to this. If we have null pointer exception, so they will check like this. If it is not true, then this. If it is not true, then they will go for next. Right? So this is OR operator. So in exception, in catch block, while handling exception, we can use this as well. So in single try block, we can add multiple catch, or in single catch block, we can add multiple exception as well. Got it? So this is the difference. I think in exception it is like I have covered almost all the topic. So you can do one thing as well. Instead of writing this all class name, you can write your base class name as well. Base class means parent class as well. So this one, exception and the name, right? So instead of writing that multiple class name, you can use this exception class as well, because this is the base class. This is the parent class of all the exception class. All right. So that's it for today. So exception class, we have covered almost everything. Tomorrow we'll see some programming example. So okay, and from next week I will start MySQL, like DBMS part. How to, what is DBMS? Why will use DBMS one, and how to store data in that one. So we'll start that one next week. So this week will, if you have any doubt, you can ask any question, and then we'll go for that one, right? So thank you for joining. Yeah, that's it for today.